Alright, you guys, so today we're starting with a 13 by 4-inch lace frontal. This hair is from an Amazon vendor. So you're going to need a bowl, a 30 to volume developer, and your powdered bleach, any bleach and developer you like. We're just going to try to bleach the knots on this frontal. They were a little dark and very like black and red, so I wanted to lighten those up. But my main concern was making sure that they weren't orange. So I'm going to start with a cup of powdered bleach. I'm going to use about a cup and a half. And I'm kind of going to just eyeball a little bit when I pour in my developer. It's not a specific amount. I don't measure or anything like that. I just eyeball it. So this is my 30 volume developer by Clairol. And I'm just eyeballing it as I pour it in. Not bragging, but I never had problems with a dress code. You can ask my granny. That's she raised that boy to pull up the pants. She made that boy. You can see that boy with the wrath on a Monday. Sports jacket clean like a Tuesday was a Sunday. So you can add more developer if needed. You want to get a very thick, very pasty consistency. You just want to get a consistency like this, just to make sure that the bleach does not slip through the holes and get on the actual hair and it's over processed, and then you'll have to color the hair. Okay, so now you kind of want to just tap in the bleach onto the frontal. You don't want to work this into the lace because, like I said, it can slip through the knots and get on the actual hair, and then you'll have like blonde spots in the hair. It just does not look good. So you want to take your time with this. It actually took me about 6 minutes to do this. Of course, it's sped up for the video, but you do want to take your time while doing this. Feeling like some Congos, light skin Latin. Yeah. The boys can't see me, Osama, Latin. Yeah, I'm the man, Randy, Savage, yeah. Player, but the coach, John, man, I'm rapping. What your rap dudes can't patent, I'm flossing. That's just my everyday action, flossing. I'm certified, fly with the passion, flossing. You can ask Smoke, I'm done rapping, I'm flossing. I can't help it. So now that that's done, I'm gonna leave this I'm gonna leave the bleach on for about 25 to 30 minutes. I flipped the frontal over on the plastic so it's face down, just so it can kind of accumulate a little bit of heat, and I'm actually leaving it next to the window. I ran out of foil, so yeah, that's why I'm using plastic wrap. Don't judge. So now I'm just kind of pulling down those baby hairs to make sure that they don't get bleached. And I just kind of combed through the frontal with my fingers and made sure that none of the bleach was getting through onto the actual hair, and it stayed strictly on the knots. So you kind of want to check for that. So now I'm using a little bit of my protein color filler, and I'm mixing that with my shimmering light shampoo. I use that to kind of combat the brassiness and the redness, especially since the hair was red. And I like using this mixed with the shimmer lights on my closures, like when I'm bleaching knots, to kind of close up those pores. I know the hair isn't growing from the scalp, but it helps with shedding a little bit, especially when you're bleaching hair.
light skin bag. Exactly. Your boy stay fly even in a white tee with the cat.
So now I'm taking my hair under warm water and I'm kind of just rinsing off all the bleach first and checking out the hair. Now I pour on that protein and shimmer lights mixture and I just shampoo the frontal, the front and back to get all the bleach from the roots. Now I'm taking my generic Paul Mitchell Tea Tree and Lavender conditioner and I'm just working that through the hair since it was a little dry after that shampoo mixture. And I just work that through and then I detangle from the ends on up and from up to the bottom. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going through and I'm just combing it, taking a look at it, and it looks great. I do not see any knots, any big black or red spots. And I did get a little bit of shedding with this after detangling and everything like that. But it was expected after the processing and detangling. But that's just all the shedding I got.
Can't see me, Osama, Latin, yeah, I'm the man, Randy, Savage, player, but the coach, John, man, I'm rapping, what your rap dudes can't patent, I'm flossing, that's just my everyday action, flossing, I'm certified, fly with the passion.
So this is the wig cap I use. This is a make your own wig stretch weaving cap. It is mesh, which I love because I get really hot and I sweat a lot, so the dome caps just don't work for me. So I love this mesh cap, and it's adjustable because I have a little tiny head. So I'm using 3 bundles, 24, 22, and 20, and I have a 18-inch 13x4 frontal, and this came pre-plucked, so honestly I did not even have to pluck it. I love the way that this one came. It was perfect. It was just ready to go, perfect. So now I'm just measuring it, and then this is when I realized, oh, this is not gonna fit my head. So then I go to cut it to fit my forehead and my head shape, and there we go. So when making a frontal wig, to make sure that the frontal is not too far back in the hairline, you want to put it at least about a half an inch to an inch forward of the cap. Okay, so here comes the hard part. So I don't even know where to start. Okay, so when starting your frontal, to get it to lay as flat as possible, you do not want the front hairline part to be flat. You want that to be floppy, wobbly, whatever. This part, the back part of the frontal, is what you want to be sewn down flat. The front of it does not matter because it's going around your face and your forehead, and it just stretches to fit. But this is the part that you want to make sure your stitches are very close and very tight and neat, because that'll get your frontal to lay as flat as possible. And no humps, no bumps. And it'll also, like when combing through, it'll make sure that your comb or your brush, whatever you're using, does not get stuck in between the holes of the thread. So when doing this, you want to be very meticulous and make sure that you're sewing very closely and very tightly together.
Sports jacket clean like a Tuesday was a Sunday. Line up on a Wednesday, back in the chair on a Friday. Keep a fresh cut all 5 days. All up, and that's real talking. I'm bossing. I feel like $1 million walking. I'm flossing.
So when you're done, you should have stitches like this. Consistent stitching is key. This will make your frontal lay so flat, it's not even nobody's business.
Like a vacation, but I ain't even tripping. I'm guessing your main chick staring like she know me. I'm a ball hog, spotlight shining like I'm Kobe. I'm so me, stunting on your haters like Fall Guy. You can call me Lee Majors, a Fat Mac, the whole fly.
So now you're gonna start with your longest bundle. So in my case, I'm starting off with my 24-inch bundle, and I start that in the back, and I work my way up, going in a side-by-side U motion. And I do the flip over method. I don't like to cut tracks because I am one to recycle hair, and I'm proud of it. I don't care. So yes, so I don't cut my tracks. I do a flip over method, and it lays flat for me. I've never had an issue with it.
I can't help it. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Yeah. Told you that it's all in me. It's all in me. For a brother like me, it's easy. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Oh yeah. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Told you that it's all in me. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's easy. I'm flossing, babe. Oh yeah, it's all in me. Oh my. Hey. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Flossing, babe. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Oh yeah. Told you that it's all in me. It's all in me.
Okay, so now we're getting closer to the end. You should have something like this, just kind of like an oval kind of shape, and you just follow through back and forth with those U-shaped motions. Just try to get the tracks in much of the U as you can, because it's easier to close it out that way.
Warning, warning,
Flossing, babe.
warning,
Oh yeah, it's all in me.
Okay, so the final part. Now that we're almost done to the end, I'm going to go through and I'm gonna keep on with that U motion and see how easy it is just to close out that little piece. Also, a quick tip: when you're doing the flip over method, I like to go through and triple around my needle, so like triple knotted, I guess you can say, and that just makes the flip part lay flat and make sure that it doesn't rise up, and it keeps it nice and tight. So I like to triple knot my flip overs.
Made that boy, you can see that boy with the rap on a Monday. Sports jacket clean like a Tuesday was a Sunday. Line up on a Wednesday, back in the chair on a Friday. Keep a fresh cut all 5 days. All of it. And that's real talking, I'm bossing. I feel like $1 million walking, I'm flossing. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Flossing, babe. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Oh yeah. Told you that it's all in me. It's all in me. For a brother like me, it's easy. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Oh my. Can't help the way I'm flossing, babe. Told you that it's all in me. All in me. What you know about the D&G logos on the slip-ins?
Okay, so now for this last part, I did cut the track to end it off, and I make sure I sew this track directly on that end of the frontal, so they're completely flush together and they are connected. Now I have pressed the hair out, and oh my gosh, it flat irons so freaking beautiful, so soft and silky and long, like it goes past my butt. Super long, no bumps, it's super flat, and I'm in love. The color is freaking beautiful. So now I'm just kind of going through and showing you guys where I closed it off at, and honestly it's just a little bit of space of where that closure part is and where the frontal is, and it's completely covered. It's flat, like you can't even tell.
Oh yeah.
now I'm just going through and showing you guys the hairline. It's perfect. I love the fact that it has a widow's peak. It makes it look like a way more natural, especially when it has a widow's peak. So I love it. I think after going through and straightening it, I might end up plucking just a little bit because it was a little dense after the pre-pluck part. But honestly, you can wear it as is. But I just know how I am. I might just be lazy and throw it on. I don't know. I'm just so indecisive because after spending all that time making the wig, I don't know what I want to do. Now I'm just kind of going through showing you the ends and how nice and full she is. I did fit all 3 bundles left. I had about 1.5 feet left of weft. Now I'm just kind of going through parting throughout the wig so you can see that the tracks are not showing. Everything is nice and clean and clear. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.